Yet another of the plays that was most likely not fully written by our boy Euripides. Hello! My name is Davie, and today we are having a look at Iphigenia at Aulis. As the previous plays I have covered so far, this one has people arguing over the authorship. Most people are certain that the ending was not written by Euripides, but for the sake of the story, I will be presenting it in its entirety, just like my translation I source from. So, without further ado, let's go! Iphigenia at Aulis. The story starts in front of Agamemnon's tent, where he's writing and erasing a letter on his table, visibly shaken by the message he's noting down. He's talking to an old man who is begging him to tell him of his troubles. Agamemnon starts about the story of Tyndareus, the father of Helen, and his wife Clytemnestra. He mentions how the Trojan War started, how Helen was kidnapped by Paris, and how his brother Menelaus rallied the Greeks behind an oath made all those years ago. They are now at Aulis, and the army is being led by Agamemnon, who was chosen to be a commander. But whatever they did, they seemed to be unable to leave Aulis, and so the divine will was heard. In order to leave Aulis, a sacrifice must be made. Iphigenia, a daughter of Agamemnon, must be sacrificed to Artemis, who resides in these lands. At first, Agamemnon does the right thing that everyone would do. He wanted to immediately call off the army. There was no way he would sacrifice his daughter. But his own brother Menelaus stopped him and persuaded him to do it, and sent a letter to his wife telling her to send Iphigenia over. Agamemnon lied in the letter and told Clytemnestra that Achilles demands a wife from his house, because without her he won't leave. But now, under the moonlight, he is having second thoughts. He does not want to kill his child, no one sane would. So he's writing and erasing a letter that would tell Clytemnestra to not send Iphigenia in the end, and if they're already on their way, to turn around and go back. He sends the old man away with his newly written letter, hoping that it will find his family before they would enter the Greek camp. A while later, when Agamemnon is back in his tent, Menelaus comes in front of it, holding the old man and arguing. He had opened the letter addressed to Clytemnestra, and the old man calls for Agamemnon, who swiftly rushes out of his tent. Menelaus lets go of the old man, who quickly goes inside the tent, leaving the brothers to talk it out alone. Agamemnon is furious that his brother dared to open his letter and messes in his personal affairs, while Menelaus is defending himself because he knew that his brother might be up to something, and he started twisting the tale we heard from the fact that Agamemnon readily agreed to sacrifice his daughter and didn't need to be persuaded. Not sure if I trust Menelaus in here. Agamemnon fights back against his brother's talk, and oh boy, it's in full force. He tells Menelaus that he will not be punished for his errors. He should be thankful his wife is gone, but instead he rallied the whole of Greece to get back someone that may not even be worth it. Agamemnon will not sacrifice his family for this folly. Menelaus is already planning how to proceed without his brother when a messenger enters the tent, informing of Iphigenia's arrival. Well, not just her, because her mom and her baby brother are also here. After the messenger leaves, Agamemnon panics. He did not expect his wife to come in as well. He can't just kill his daughter if she will be watching. When Menelaus sees his brother cry, he changes his mind and decides that Helen is not worth it after all. I mean, he can just marry again, can he not? So he supports Agamemnon in disbanding the army. They won't kill Iphigenia. But with this, another issue appears. Agamemnon has to do it. Because if he won't, Calchas, the oracle, will tell the entire army why they can't sail. And they won't be happy about it. Because sure, they can kill Calchas before he says anything, but Odysseus knows as well, and they can't just kill that man. Agamemnon sends Menelaus away to keep Clytemnestra busy, while he kills their daughter. He says he wants as little tears as possible, but honestly, I don't think it will make much of a difference. But first, Agamemnon has to welcome his wife and daughter in, because Menelaus apparently failed keeping Clytemnestra busy. Iphigenia can't wait, and as soon as she sees her dad, she comes rushing in to hug him. Agamemnon is holding back tears as he embraces his daughter and tells her about a journey she must take alone, before sending her away. He apologizes to Clytemnestra for crying, saying that it's because of the wedding, and how he's sad he's giving his daughter away. To be fair, he is giving his daughter away, just in another sense. His wife shares his feelings, still not knowing, thinking she is to marry Achilles. Agamemnon tries to send his wife away before the mentioned wedding, but she will not hear of it. She is here to marry her daughter, and that's it. No more arguing. And Agamemnon leaves, defeated, while his wife stays in his tent. And now, may I present to you the boy, Achilles. He is looking for Agamemnon to complain that his Myrmidons are impatient and unruly. But instead of the king, he encounters Clytemnestra, who is really excited to meet her daughter's husband. Yeah, it gets awkward. She introduces herself and Achilles is like, I should not be here, and is turning to walk away. It's a master of conversation, truly. But before that can happen, Clytemnestra starts to congratulate him on the marriage. And let me tell you, Achilles is confused. And after Clytemnestra sees he's not getting her points at all, she's also dumbfounded. And so they try to figure it out together. With which helps the same old man that got caught with Agamemnon's letter earlier. After he makes sure that they are alone and no one can hear them, he tells them about the sacrifice that must be made. Clytemnestra is heartbroken and cannot believe what the old man is saying, while Achilles, bless him, is still confused as what does this have to do with him? Clytemnestra begs Achilles to protect her and her daughter from harm, as even if for a second he was her due-to-be husband and it's his honor. And so Achilles accepts and offers to help. But he's also mainly mad at the fact that they did not ask him if they can use his name as a bait. Like, I don't think that's the worst thing happening here, bud. But anyway, Achilles thinks of a plan. Well, it's not much, but he suggests that Clytemnestra should beg her husband for mercy first, and if that works, then everything would be swell. But if it doesn't, he will be watching and he will intervene. Later that day, Clytemnestra confronts her husband, who still pretends like everything is going according to the plan and the wedding is happening. Iphigenia comes in the room weeping, holding baby Orestes. Agamemnon still doesn't get why she's crying. Isn't she happy to see her dad anymore? But she knows. They all know. Clytemnestra blames Agamemnon. He wants to kill their daughter, and for what? So that his brother can have Helen back? Is that it? Is that really worth the price of your own child? And if you do it, do you really expect to come back home and embrace your other children like nothing happened? I have no more fitting words that Clytemnestra got his ass in his speech. Iphigenia hugs his father's knees and begs to not destroy her before her time. Both her and her brother Orestes weep, scared and pleading. But Agamemnon just tells them that he has no choice, and he leaves. After he is gone, Achilles arrives with his servants. Iphigenia is at first a little embarrassed to meet him, but she stands her ground, and the situation in the camp is not looking great. Achilles got almost stoned just because he voiced his opinion that sacrificing the girl is a bad decision. Yet he is willing to stand against the entire army led by none other than Odysseus. They are grazing for the moment when the Greek army enters, but before that, Iphigenia steps forward. She looks at her mom, she looks at Achilles, and tells them that she is ready to die. That she wants to die for the glory of Greece, as she is not only the daughter of Clytemnestra, but of Greece herself. And if she is the only obstacle before sacking Troy, then she wants to be sacrificed. For glory. Achilles is asking her if she is sure he is ready to fight them straight on just to keep her safe. But Iphigenia refuses, saying that too many men already died for Helen. She doesn't want more to die for her. He assures her that if she changes her mind at the altar, he will be ready to help. Achilles leaves, leaving the mom and the daughter alone in silence. Iphigenia tells her mom not to mourn her, to not raise a tomb for her, to not dress in black. She tells Clytemnestra to not hate Agamemnon. And she also tells her to not go with her to the meadow of Artemis, where the sacrifice will take place. She will go alone, and as she leaves, her mom weeps on the ground. When Iphigenia enters the meadow with the Greek army standing around her, her father can't do anything but look away and cry. Calchas, the prophet, put a garland on the girl's head and handed the knife to Achilles, who gave hold to Artemis. After that, the prophet threw the knife back, and as soon as he was ready to slice the girl's neck, she disappeared, and instead of her there was a deer. Artemis took the girl to her side. She did not let her die. When Clytemnestra hears this, she isn't sure it's true, but she takes baby Orestes and prepares on the way home anyway. And that's the end. This video really took a little bit of time to make, so I would really appreciate it if you subscribe and liked it if you enjoyed it. And I will see you next time. Bye bye!